Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about taste and odor. And in the previous slide I have discussed you about the physical taste, water analysis. Okay. So we'll give a quick review on what I have taught you in the previous slide. So water analysis, I have told you while we are using water, we have to taste the water, that is physical, chemical and biological. So this analysis of water is mainly done to determine the various impurities present in it, and these impurities the treatment plant will be designed. And the analysis of water is very necessary for us because we are using it. Okay. And before designing any water supply scheme, the analysis of the water is very necessary. And after the treatment of water, this analysis is again done to satisfy the water has been purified or not. I have told you that this after the treatment of water, the analysis is again done whether the water is purified or not. And the treated water before supplied to the public is checked for its quality, whether it fulfills the requirement of the standard public. Okay. So there are three types. First is physical test, chemical test and biological test. So in the physical test, it indicates the properties detectable by the senses. And in the chemical test, it determines the amount of mineral and organic substances that affect the water quality. And in the biological test, it shows the presence of bacteria, characteristics of facial pollution. So I have discussed with you about the physical test. In the physical test, the following tests have been conducted, that is temperature, color, odor and taste, and taste and odor turbidity. There are some of the tests we have been conducted. First is temperature. The temperature of water is measured by means of ordinary thermometers, and from the temperature the density, viscosity, vapor pressure and surface tension of the water it can be determined. And the temperature of surface water is generally same to the atmospheric pressure, while that of groundwater may be more or less than the atmospheric pressure. And I have told you the most desirable temperature for public supply is between 4.4 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. Okay. If the temperature is above 26 degrees Celsius, then it is undesirable. And if it is above 35 degrees Celsius, then it is unfit for the public. Okay. So next is color. As I have told you, the color of the water is usually due to the presence of organic matter or dissolved organic matter, impurities, minerals. It is due to the presence of these materials. And if we taste the color of the water, first of all total suspended matter should be removed from the water by centrifugal force in a special apparatus. After this, the colored water is compared with the standard color solution or the color disc. After this, the color of the water is compared with the standard color solution or color disc. Then the color produced after comparison, the color produced by 1 milligram of platinum in a liter of distilled water has been fixed as the unit of color, and the permissible color for domestic water is 20 ppm, that is parts per million. Okay. So next is turbidity. It is caused due to the presence of suspended and colloidal particle in the water. And the character and amount of turbidity mainly depends on the type of soil over which the water has been moved. Okay. Turbidity means it mainly depends upon the soil over which the water has been passed or water has been moved. And there are two types of turbidity and turbidity units, that is first is based on visual method and second is based on direct or meter reading method. Okay. So mainly turbidity is mainly measured of the resistance of the water to the passage of the light through it. Okay. So next we will be discussing about taste and odor. Taste and odor in water may be due to the presence of dead or living microorganisms. Okay, taste, and while we taste or smell the water, it is maybe due to the presence of dead or living microorganisms. And the dissolved gases we can say as such as hydrogen sulfate, methane, carbon dioxide, oxygen when combined with organic material, and mineral substances such as sodium chloride, iron compounds, and carbonates, sulfates of other substances. Okay, so next is this taste of water are done by sense of smell and taste because they are present in small proportions, and the color of the water also changes with temperature. And the smell, that we can say also odor, the odor may be classified as fishy, moldy, sweetish, vegetable, greasy, etc. And the water having bad smell or odor is objectionable and should not be supplied to the public. Okay, so we can say it as while tasting the taste and odor in water, it is maybe due to the presence of dead or living microorganisms, that is, and next is dissolved gases and mineral substances. Dissolved gases such as I have told you hydrogen sulfide, methane, carbon dioxide and oxygen that combines with organic matter. And mineral substances, that is sodium chloride, iron compounds and carbonates. Okay, and this taste have done by sense of smell and the taste because they are present in small proportions, they have been present, and this is very difficult to detect by the chemical analysis. This is very difficult. And the odor of the water also changes with temperature. The odor may be classified as fishy. I have told you the odor. The smell may be as fishy, moldy, sweetish, vegetable, greasy. And the water having bad smell or odor is objectionable and should not be, and the water should not be supplied to the public. If it is supplied to the public, then it can affect our health. Okay. So next is chemical test. So physical test I haven't told you, that is temperature, turbidity, color, taste and odor. These are the tests in physical test. And in chemical test, why this chemical test has been done? In this chemical test, these are mainly done to reveal the sanitary quality of the water. Okay. And the chemical test involve the determination of total solids, that is hardness, pH value, chlorides, chlorine, iron and manganese, organic matter it mainly involves. Okay, so we will read about the first, that is total solid. This total solid include the solids in suspended, colloidal and in dissolved form. The quantity of the suspended solids is determined by filtering the sample of water through a fine filter, drying and weighing. The quantity of dissolved and colloidal solids is determined by evaporating the filtered water and weighing the residue. The total solids in a water sample can be directly determined by evaporating the water and weighing the residue. By weighing, we can determine the inorganic salts and deducting it from the total salts, so we can calculate the organic solids. Okay. Total solids means what? As I have discussed with you, the impurities. Okay. The total solids includes, that is suspended, colloidal and dissolved form. And the quantity of suspended solid is mainly determined by filtering the sample of water through a fine filter, or drying or weighing. We can filter the sample of water of suspended solid. But in dissolved and colloidal solid, it is mainly determined by evaporating the filtered water and weighing the residue. Okay. So in suspended solid, we have to filter the sample of water through a fine filter and drying, but in the dissolved and colloidal solid, we have to evaporate the filtered water. And the total solid in the water sample can be directly determined by evaporating the water and weighing the residue. Okay. After that, it can be determined by evaporating the water and weighing the residue. By weighing, we can determine the inorganic solid. We can also determine and deducting it from the total solid. From the total solid, we can deduct the inorganic solid, so we can calculate the organic solids. Okay, so next we'll be discussing about hardness, that is in the next slide. Thank you.